Right, I'll click go live in OBS. It should be connecting. Can you see it? Oh, that's working.
Is it all synced up?
Yeah.
Because obviously I'm on YouTube, so I can't see it. Oh, there you are. Oh, it works. I'm going into the right mug.
Congratulations, Kurt, you played yourself. How's it looking? Oh God. Too busy laughing at Kurt now crying. Is that working? Hi guys, thanks for giving me some feedback. Let me know if this is in sync now. I think there's about an 11-second delay, but are they going in order? Do they look in sync, guys? Get a 120. Oh, did I hit it? No, missed. Oh dear. I will shang it. Go on! Thanks, guys. Just testing. Looks like we might have sorted out the problem. No help from maybe the tiniest bit of delay. LoveDarts are looping. That looks alright. It looks alright. I could throw the Elysians if you want. They're not set up very well, but I have a set here of Gen 2 Elysians. If you can see that. Take the flights out though. Let's put some other flights in. Yeah, yeah. Kurt doesn't like the Target stuff that much. Too expensive, right? So, Target Elysians, Generation 2. I bought them used, so I'm not actually mad. I wanted to throw them and have a set that I could throw. But there we go. Ooh. They're not suited really for me. They sit quite low in the board, partly because of the titanium stem, which makes them heavy for me. I can throw a bit further back. Yeah. Thank you, Oven Star. Appreciate it. Oh dear. These are not set up for me at all. Let's see the difference it makes if I change the stems and flights to what I have in my match darts, which is the L style. Yeah, you're not wrong, Kurt. I've always said though that it doesn't matter whether they're expensive or cheap, it's just what suits you. A lot of people like to make the darts look fancy, so that's now what I'm using the L style Dimplex. They're a short stem. Hopefully they'll sit up a little bit more in the board. Let's give them a go. And they're better. Yeah, they're still sitting a little bit low. I think if I put a large standard flight on those, I'd get a little bit more lift and get the tail up. Yeah, I should get the magnetic darts. Trying from a little bit more in the middle. They've got better entry, so I'm actually gripping between the two grips there. So you can see with these they've got a silver section of milling where they've got like the micro dots, and then what they call the valance on the front. So I'm gripping sort of between the two. Hey Melv, how's it going? Alright? I'm going to switch back to my match darts now. Not getting enough love from the Elysians. So I will have some Harrow stuff coming in. I'm going to try and get another couple of reviews out before then, so I've got a free weekend this weekend. So I've recorded quite a lot of stuff, but I haven't actually made the videos because I wasn't very well last week. So I apologise for that, but that's the way that things go sometimes. So I'll get a couple of videos out hopefully this week, and then have a Harrows one. So let me show you my match darts. So my match darts are Swiss Point Solo Generation 3 from Target Japan. You have to import them. They are sometimes for sale on the groups. I think they're fantastic. They've got 4 different grip patterns on there. I tend to hold just before the pixel grip on the grenade grip and on the pixel grip, just there. That's kind of where the centre of gravity is. But they're 20 grams, and I was using a Dimplex stem and Dimplex flight. But I've recently from Evolution Darts bought the L style carbon stem and the Dimplex flight, which you can see in the setup here. And I'm also using the new Rob Cross Swiss Point points. So you can see they've got diamond on the front, and they've also got then a little bit of grip at the top section, which is perfect because I tend to leave my finger there just after the barrel. Yeah, they're about £100 to get them in, so yeah, they are expensive, but I do like to have a dart that's a little bit different looking. But these ones also, they're quite short. I like a nice short barrel, and I like a good amount of grip on it, so they suit me really nicely. I've been throwing with these now for probably about a year. Well, I say a year. I used the soft tip with conversions beforehand, and then when the Swiss Point came out, I got these. You can see the entry already into the board is much better and much more how I prefer them to go in. Now I am obviously experimenting with the stream today, thanks to Matador Darts and to Thornton Darts for their help. I'm actually on, how do I end the game here? I'm actually on Naka. If anyone fancies a game, I'm happy to play. You can see I'm H63 on there as the password if someone fancies a game. I'll see if it pops up on the stream. Yeah, I've got the right distance, Melf, don't you worry. I've actually got a laser hockey which I should put on because it makes it a little bit more accurate. Thanks, Craig. Let's get some practice here. I was actually discussing with Matador Darts how when you talk to people on the stream and you try and play, you can't focus properly, so you start throwing terribly. That's my excuse anyway. But oh, nearly got the Shanghai when I concentrated. Tun. Followed by a 7. Doesn't everyone love banging in a 7 after 2 tons? Another ton. What are we? None. 190. 194. Oof. Swiss points are really good on the Onos, to be honest. I've never had an issue with these Swiss points. A lot of people complain about them, but I've got two sides to it. First of all, I think that a lot of people maybe play on concrete, which doesn't help, and that's when they obviously fall down and break. Other people, maybe they've got more aggressive throw, maybe that's doing it. But I also see a lot of people complaining, saying I'm going to have to send my darts off to the manufacturer because they're broken off flush to the barrel, whereas this won't happen with these. So I've been using them since they came out, and I haven't broken a single set. So there we go. What was I on? 194. 13. 136. $76. And that's how you take it out. Boom! Right in the middle as well. Hey. Kurt, do you ever notice with the concurrent viewers when it does a drop? Because I'll have like 17 viewers and then it'll drop down to 0 and then go back up to 17 again, but it usually has about a 10-second delay as well. Yeah, it's just dropped now. Yeah, I think it might be a YouTube thing. It just says none and then changes again. Not sure. Yeah, so thanks for actually signing on, guys. We were only doing this originally as a test just to see if it was working. Kurt and I were trying to get on and see if we could play a match, but we might have a bit of issues with the audio because Mac to Mac isn't amazing apparently. But there we go. Don't know how much darts advice I've given tonight, AL Jackson, but thank you for subscribing. Have a look at the videos. They're going to be much better and more informative for you. Yeah, Kush, the solos are expensive, but I mean, if you look at the video that Darts Class did, where he's talking about equipment, once you've got your darts, you know, are you going to change them again? You won't change the barrels for years. So, if you're spending £100 and you're going to have them for 5-6 years, it's a good investment, really. So, that's my argument. Awful. Yeah, so like right now I've come back and I've got viewers 0. And then it jumps up to concurrent viewers 15. The chat's sort of frozen as well. And then it just comes back in. Yeah, 15. All of a sudden it's back again, and then I'll get a couple of messages that pop up. Bit weird. Don't know. Is the audio not good, Dave? It is being fed directly into the laptop. I mean, I have got a mic here that I could use, so I might try experiment with that, but I don't know how much direct. I'd probably have to be, hey Darkwolf, I'd probably have to have it like quite close, maybe even throw like this. Hello. I haven't got it plugged in, by the way. Just. Everything working well, Jackson? Thank you very much. Scottish lads back. We are in sync. Woohoo! Let me see. If I throw it, let me know. I'm going to throw now, and then you can tell me. Yay! Everything's in sync. Woohoo! Yeah, thanks, Kurt. I don't think that Thornton's on, so let's just claim that it was you who sorted it out, right? So yeah, we were playing around for about half an hour, which people all joined for, and the sync was all over the place. There was about 10 seconds delay for the face cam, and then about 40 seconds delay to the board. So if you're on that, thanks for coming back, and I hope that it's working. But yeah, I just wanted to see that it was working, and then hopefully coming up we can do some talking about darts. I can set up, I've got obviously a lot of sets as well, so if people want to see some of the used sets that I've got and see how they look, how they perform, we can try different flights, different stems, and lots of things like that. So yeah, let me know what you think. I've got about a 10-second delay from me talking to you and then what pops up on the screen. So yeah. So the camera that I'm using at the board, in fact, if you want, I'll show you the setup that I've got here, because I've bought, oh well, you can see I've got my phone actually set up there, and I use something called Epoch Cam HD, which basically turns your phone into a webcam. We originally thought that was the delay, but it seems to be okay. What's the quality like on the board? Does it look okay? Is it blurry at all? I'd imagine that actually my face cam one is more blurry because I'm just using the stock camera from the MacBook Pro. Don't mention Target Darts, Kieran, to Kurt. He's not a fan. Too expensive for him. Face cam would be better with a bit of light. I can do light. Too much light. It's the wrong way, obviously. Board is perfect. Excellent. Yeah, I mean, eventually I'd like to get another iPhone, see if I can scrape together some money and maybe get another iPhone that I can do 2 phones, because I think the quality is good, and if it does not have the delay now, that's what maybe I'll go with. Target Carrera Sport Turbo. 48 brand new. Yeah, not bad, not bad. You think better with light? I could probably sort out another time. I've got a ring light that I can set up, and then I can set my tripod up to the camera, which would work probably better. So that will work, so I'll have more light then on my face. It's all behind me at the moment, that's the problem. If I face this way, it'll probably look alright. I'm looking at delays, so that's fun. No, I'm not asking Darkwolf to buy me one. Darkwolf does enough for the community without buying me stuff. Double top darts have a sale on, which might interest you. So some Target Darts on sale. Yeah, let's just throw Elysians. I mean, I've for those of you who were away earlier on, I do have a Gen 2 set here, which are in fact used. I bought them used, so I didn't mess them up. I will throw them again at some point. They're just not set up exactly how it benefits me to throw. They're 24 grams, and they're a slightly longer barrel than I throw. So there we go. If you saw my top 20 darts, obviously if I've got 20 sets that are in my top 20, I've got a lot more that I can actually throw and test. So if anyone wants me to throw some, I will set those up at some point and maybe have like 3 or 4 sets that we can talk through and have a bit of a play. There we go. It's down there, they're driving the best value for money. I thought I was really impressed with the Harrows stuff when it came out, to be fair. The prices were really impressive, especially looking at the Noble prices, for the amount of sort of machining and milling. If anyone watched Thornton Darts, I was watching it sort of live with him and chatting. I know a lot of people were impressed when they saw the prices come out, but it was pretty nice. I recently took out as well the soft tip element darts. I've got them as conversions, so they've got gold target conversions on there. I'll probably change them at some point to mission conversions, because I rate the mission ones highest, to be honest. But these are, for me, the best darts for Peter Wright. He's thrown brilliantly with them and won tournaments with them. Should just stick with these, really. I know he likes to change, but there we go. Do I have a link for that setup of the board? Would love to get that. Are you talking about the actual like surround and all of that stuff? Because my board is actually a Blade 4 board, which I took a Sharpie to and got rid of all the, you can actually see that's where it says Winmore on it. I then put the HD ring surround on it, and it is a Winmore dart surround, but I turned it around the other way to give it sort of like a bit more of a sort of black rustic sort of look to it, and then I'm using a Corona light system. My phone is actually on a light ring. You can buy the light rings secondhand on like Facebook groups for about £20 probably. And if I can turn obviously the light on, and then that'll bring its own sort of light source as well. But I use that for a lot of my filming and things. So slim these. Oh god, I hit my face. They're a lot longer than mine, so shouldn't pull back quite as much. These are quite a nice dart that not a lot of people know about. So these are another Target dart. Obviously I do have a lot of Target stuff, so I have a slight bias towards them, but I do like a lot of other brands as well. But these are Target Japan Fat Beauties. They are 19 or 20 grams, I think. But if you have a look at how aggressive that grip is, now we've just seen from the Harrows launch how aggressive they look, and these are very, very similar in that on that side of things, but obviously only just down the middle. We've then got a ring grip section here and on the back. They are Swiss points. Another pricey dart, but really, really nice. Oh, terrible. No, 26 on the first throw. Barney darts. What are my Barney darts? Bear with me. Okay. Purist. And they're all in soft tip typically. think these are the ones you mean. So they're the gold, silver and black. I've got the soft tips in them, but I'll still throw them at the board, why not? These are a really nice dart though. I think I picked these up for about £40 on eBay. Brand new. Soft tip conversion. I originally bought it so that you can see to the right of my board, my Nexus board set up, so I wanted to have a set that I can play with on there. I think I've got Carreras actually in the board at the moment. Carrera V-Stream even. Let's take out the Carrera V-Stream. Does anyone else throw soft tips on a steel tip or a bristle dart board? I tend to do it at night time because I don't want to upset the neighbours. Matador, why don't you get bunting 12 grams? You love your light darts, I don't know why you don't have those. Thanks Mr. Gear if you're talking to me. Could be talking to any of the other YouTubers on here. 12 grams too light for you. Well, I don't know. Have you thrown 12 gram? Yeah, the new ones are red and they've got a what's the dart that Darren did recently from Mission? I think it was Quadrant. It looks kind of like a red Quadrant dart. Yeah, I think you can still get the hankies. They tend to come online on eBay more often. I'll tell you an atomized dart that I've got that's quite good that is quite hard to get hold of. So these are a red dragon dart, atomized. I like the front because it's got a little bit more grip there. So when I rest my finger, I like to rest my finger sort of there, so that I'm between, just on the grippy part of the point, and on the grippy, well, I like to have grip on the barrel. So there was a couple of Loxley darts recently that had them on the front. I really appreciate having a little bit on the front because that's where my finger sits. But the atomized bit on these are really, really nice. Now they're quite hard to come by. They do another version that's not Ian White's, that's I think called Banshee, so that's quite good. If you get hold of a set of those, they're quite hard to get hold of, but they're quite an interesting dart to throw. Yeah, to be fair, I haven't used them enough to know whether they wear down or not. I imagine they probably would. But, I mean, the bolide is sort of a... I feel like bolide's a similar sort of atomized feel in between the grips as opposed to the outside, but... Oh, where's the darts I want to show you guys? Right, here we go. Always the last place you look. Of course it is. Why would I carry on looking once I found it? So, I'll put them somewhere else, otherwise I'll lose my match darts and everything. So these darts, I will do a review on them, but these are soft tip darts. They are the Target Echo, and I really rate these. Price wise, they're about $39.95. If you like a solo dart but you don't want to spend as much money, this is a really good option for you. They've got like a sandblasted outer, so the whole thing is really impressive. In terms of grip, you know, it's really, it's not aggressive, but you can feel all the individual bits on it. I think they're 50mm, which was my only gripe with them, is that they were slightly longer. I like under 50mm. I think my solos are 47.5, but they're quite nice. So these are a soft tip, and I'm using the conversion points from Mission. I think they're the best conversion points that I've played with and that I've tested. Bought the Gen 7s about 2 weeks ago, still haven't used them. Will they go up in price, or it isn't a good investment? To be honest, they're not going to go up in price anytime soon. They'll be out for a long time, so they'll be retail price for a long time. I'd say that the hardest tailor darts to come by are firstly going to be as prototypes, obviously, because there's going to be less of those. But then the most sought after are probably going to be things like his Rosso unicorn darts, or his gold versions or black versions of those. They're particularly popular. Also, I think the Phase 1 or Phase 2 gold, they got for quite a lot on eBay as well. To be honest, the Gen 2 in 21 gram, yeah, I can appreciate, because the weight's really good, but the Swiss Point Gen 3 are really nice. He's just brought out actually soft tip in Gen 4, and they're I actually think that the Gen 3 is a better looking dart. The Gen 4 looks a little bit more simplified. They've got more ring instead of on the front. I think they have on the Gen 3 what they call a grenade grip, whereas I think they've put more ring grip in on the front of the Gen 4s. But have a look and see. Tell me what you think. Wasn't sure if that top one had slipped in or not. Yeah, I've got a set of Rossos too. Let me see if I can find them. There's two. and 3. So this is quite nice with the Rossos. I've put a Gen 3 tailor stem on them, which blends quite nicely colour-wise, so it gives the whole Rosso look to it. That sort of, what do they call it with the, it doesn't matter. So yeah, I've gone Rosso, and then I've put some gold diamond points in. I've gone some clear, what are they, Rhino flights, but they're quite nice. They're 26 grams for a bomb style dart. It's probably one of the most successful, I think it's the most successful dart in history, really. I think it's won more championships with these than anything else. They're a good dart. I actually started originally playing with these. These were the second set of darts that I ever bought. I think I got them on something like Tesco online or Tesco Direct for about £40. I should have probably bought a few sets and put them aside, but how was I going to know that they're worth quite a bit of money now when they're quite sought after? Silica. Thank you, Scottish lad. I would have done my head in. It's funny as well, when I first started playing, I used to find in the winter months that my hands, you know, as they got sort of cold, when you come into the venue, you're like, yeah, my hands take ages to heat up, so I used to always throw a heavier dart in the winter. I don't know if anyone else has had that as well. I just felt like I at least knew what was in my hand, and you know, you can propel it to the ball going, okay, I've got some weight there, I can feel it, whereas light, I was like, I don't know what I'm doing. No, I haven't tried the Ryan Cell 32 grams. I was hoping that Loxy was going to send me a set, but they said that they had to change their distribution plans and sort of get it out to some of the other reviewers. And obviously with COVID, they had some issues with some of the stuff coming in, so I didn't quite get as many sets as I wanted to play with. Ryan Cells I would have liked to have played with, because I think that one of the most interesting things is going to be like the 12-gram buntings compared to the Ryan Cells 32 grams. That'll be a really, I'd like to go from one to the other and then back again to sort of see whether my darts drop massively as well. But no, I think the heaviest darts I have tend to be 26 grams, and the lightest I think are 17.5 grams, which are the solos in soft tip. So yeah. Yeah, I think quite a lot of people, obviously, when they turned pro, had the crafty cockneys and whatnot. It was quite a popular dart at the time. Oh, sorry, Kush, I missed one last question before you close your eyes. Did you try the 8 flights, and how do they compare to the L styles? Right, so I have 8 flights. Let me show you 8 flights compared to... Where's the other one? Okay. Now the 8 flight system is heavy. Simple as that. Let me show you. See, it might... I'll probably end up throwing these absolutely fine now, but I'm going to put them in my darts. And obviously you've seen how high the tail was, and how I like to have a high tail when I throw, so I'll put the L style in. I have weighed them, they're about 2 grams. Yeah, if you haven't seen already, Scottish Lad did a video on all the different flights as well. Flights, or the integrated systems, flights and stems, so give it a watch on his channel. Scottish Lad does darts reviews. But Yeah, Kieran, actually, I'd be really interested in the axe because you got hold of the axe early, didn't you? They're the ones that I'd like to try because I think I've got some of the Condor Flex ones, and they're all right. They're good for soft tip because obviously you can get into the bull and it sort of bends out the way. But I felt that when it came to a steel tip game, I really wanted a little bit more stability. So maybe the axes are going to be suited for me, but we'll see. So I've put on the 8 system. I'll see how they enter into the board. So already really flat, and they float through the air a little bit strangely. You can see how dramatically different that enters the board for me though. I mean, I can get used to it and adapt to it if I don't mind my darts sitting level, but let me quickly show you. Oh, Kush is still on, thank you. Thanks for staying on, and sorry that I missed it, but it's a really good thing to see. So I'll put one now that's got my normal flight on it. I'll throw that in the middle, so I'll throw the L style and then my normal and then back to the L style again. And the last one I grabbed a little bit further back so it sort of stayed up a little bit more, but you can see, I think, hopefully from the camera. This one here is actually level. I think because of the camera angle here, like it's a little bit lower, so it actually looks like it's. Let me try and make this a little higher. I don't think I can, but oh no, I can't with this setup. Next time I stream, I'll put it a little bit higher so that you can see angles a bit easier. But yeah, the stealth system was even worse, Kieran. Yeah, I'll show you again, Kush, just so that we can confirm it. It's not me diddling or doing anything different. So that's even. That's how I like them. And then you can see how flat that is. And it's really frustrating because I was very excited for the 8 system. I thought it was going to be a good idea, you know, screw in on the top, great, but yeah, I don't know why they're so heavy. There's nothing particularly. Whereas the click system, because you've got like a big bit of plastic that you know it clicks in, it goes all the way up. You can understand why it's heavy, but I don't know why. The 8 system, for those of you who don't know, is a screw-in system. You can see there. So I don't know if there's just a little bit more solid plastic that's going a little bit higher and along it that makes it heavier, rather than having sort of a lighter flight that pinches. Yeah, so the Whitlock system is what I'm using at the moment. That's the L style system with champagne caps. So what that is, so it's slightly different looking stem. It's not really too different. They've just got the spikes here, which when your dart sits there, it's supposed to sort of be a little bit more continuous. But then you can see in the flight there is a champagne cap that slots into, which should prevent sort of Robin Hoods really going into that area. But what's good about the L style system is that it's nice and light. So if you want your darts to sit upright, it works really, really nicely. Mr. Wolf is probably starting his day as we're finishing ours in New York. Thanks, Kush. I'll have a little bit more structure next time. This was just literally on the fly to see if we could get it set up. So thanks for tuning in. I was going to finish it once we managed to make it work, but thought we'll throw a few darts and have a bit of fun. It gets me back into the swing of things as well. So That's how we like them. So I'll do a little name drop now. In November I went training at the Wayne Mardle School for darts, which is basically a one-on-one session with Wayne, which I thoroughly recommend, by the way, if you haven't done already. Try and get booked in. Obviously I know that COVID is very, very restrictive in regards to that, but when I went to Wayne I was throwing at the time still, I think I was throwing a Phil Taylor Gen 3, maybe even the Gen 4. And he said try a straight barrel, and I used the limited edition Rob Cross darts, and he was like, well, they seem to suit you, they're going much straighter, you know, and also he likes to have his tail up. And he said why, because if you throw, I'll show you, if you throw the first dart where you should do, sort of near the top of the treble, and then you've got all that space that you can sort of attack and go at that again. So as opposed to stacking where you want to sit low so that you can stack them on top, with this you want to be a little bit higher so that you can get in underneath. But ideally you want to put your first dart sort of there so that you've got all of this access space in here to attack at. Plenty of space then around afterwards. But I did the training session with him and we used the 5:20 p.m. there. Just finishing your day, or you're on your lunch break? Yeah, so we had a look at the heat maps that I threw at the beginning and at the end using the new system called the, well, it was new at the time, called the Scolia system, home system. It was about £1,400 to £1,700. I can't remember quite how much it was, but very expensive system. And it shows you a heat map using lasers as to where you've thrown your darts, where it hits. And I saw, you know, from the beginning of the session and then how I progressed from the end of the session. So it was really good to see. Afterwards as well, he provided support. It wasn't, you know, I didn't have a YouTube channel or anything at the time, so it was just simply a follow-on. He said, look, just because you've done this session doesn't mean you can't contact me. Send me videos, and I'm happy to give you feedback and stuff from there. So I got a lot of value out of it, and really recommend it. And that's why I've changed over to a straight barrel, and I go for a short straight barrel as well because I like to really throw at the board, give it, you know, give it a nice throw. If I throw long barrels, sometimes I find that you get that movement through the air. Realised I'm talking out this way than this way. I'll learn as I go through. Yeah, if you have a longer barrel, I find that you get that wave going through the air sometimes if you haven't thrown it quite right, or if you're not holding from the same place all the time. So a shorter barrel I find is a little bit more forgiving. It works really nicely for me. So these are, I think, 47.5 millimeters long. Some people don't like it, especially if you hold in certain ways. That might be in the way of the flight for me, because I throw sort of cocked. I don't have that in the way. I don't throw, you know, throw with it cupped or anything at all. So my flight's not in the way. I did give the Wolf some recommendations. We talked a bit about darts just before his channel was due to go live, and I don't think I've convinced him on anything darts wise. Probably more 80s movies, which is something that we share our enjoyment for. See, I've been talking and then I bang in a nice treble 20. There we go, first dart. Whoa, nearly the Shanghai. Oh dear. Recovered. Oh. What about stem plus flight, micron and spring or no string counterweights? What do you mean, birdie boy? I'm on the hunt for a nice PC or laptop so I can start live streaming and do split screen in my reviews. You could use split screen in the edit though. I mean, it depends on what you use, obviously, but I will sometimes have, what I'm talking about and the product as a split. You can do that in the edit. Yeah, if you want cheap darts, you can talk to Matador. He knows all the bargains. He knows what are the good darts for good value and stuff like that. I obviously am a little bit more posy, unfortunately, which ends up costing me a lot more money. But yeah, I guess my channel, for the review side of things, I tend to buy the more expensive stuff because I also think that if you're going to be spending a lot of money on darts, you want to know what other people think about them. So let me take the hit for you, tell you what I think about them, and then you can decide whether you like them or not. But yeah, if you can get 2 cams running and then you just need to sync them up, that's the best way to make those 2 cams work. Opinion on how the weight of those things or without effect on darts acts in the air. Okay, so Matador recently did a video regarding the Dimplex. Now, the Dimplex system, this isn't me criticising you, Kurt, but there is more science regarding the golf balls, because what happens with a golf ball is people used to think that a ball, if the air hits it, if it was perfectly smooth, would travel through the air quickest. But what happens is as it... Let me find a ball. I've got a ball. I haven't got a ball, I've got a nice big weight here. Now, as the air hits it, it creates a wake behind it. So if it's travelling through the air hits it and it creates a wake behind it. Now it's quite a large wake because it hits the surface area and creates this large wake behind here. Now with the Dimplex system, it has lots of grooves in it. And what happens is the air hits it, and as it goes into those grooves, it sort of slows down in speed. The air that's travelling over the top then pushes it back down, so it actually clings to the ball more, and it creates a thinner wake at the back. So that's why it actually travels quicker to the board. Now your homework for the week, I'm joking, I'm not going to teach anymore, but that's really how the Dimplex system works. Now, with regards to microns in flights, obviously the heavier it is, the more it will change the trajectory, but that doesn't necessarily mean, for example, if you're going to compare a number 6 flight to a large standard flight, the more surface area will allow the dart to sit in the board higher. It also will create more drag, so it will get to the board slower, so it will have a combination of factors. So what you'll typically find is if I change from let's say a pair flight on my normal dart and put a large standard in, not only will the tail kick up more, but it will travel to the board slower. So that's from that side. I'm going to have a quick look over the comments here just in case I miss anything. Congratulations on your win, Dave. You're everywhere. What did Dave win? Did you see someone won my 975s, which are all packed up ready to go today from the bonus ball? Lucky. Birdie Boy is a golfer, so yeah, hopefully he'll understand that. So you're having trouble on short stem, no punch or punch on in between. Spring below flight or punched effect flight. Oh, okay, so are you talking about the little ring that looks like a spring? Because what those do is really, they're used to tighten the pinch point on the flight. So yeah, they can affect the entry into the board because it's a little bit more weight, but it's very, very minuscule, to be honest. As soon as I lose a ring, I do find that if I Robin Hood, I am much more likely to Robin Hood it and snap it, as opposed to if the ring's on it. If the ring's on it, it sort of goes in, and you can kind of get away with a few. So the rings can be a little bit more protective. It can change the entry a tiny amount, not enough for you to really notice, and depending on which ones you use, because there are thicker ones and thinner ones. But yeah, those springs are not huge. Now, punched flights. I don't think it changes it too much aerodynamically. I did notice a tiny change, but not enough to be significant for you to worry about. But punched flights is quite an interesting thing. So for those of you who don't know what a punched flight is, I don't know if I've got one here. Okay. So I've got a 10x flight here, and you can see that there's a tiny slot there, which effectively you'll put a ring in. So you put the ring in that, and then when you put it over your stem, in fact, what I've got here, I'll pinch the ring off of this if I can. Yeah, I can use this, that's fine. So I'm going to put this ring into here. So now I've got a ring on there. I will put it into the flight. Now what that will do is give you a lot more security in terms of trying to get that off. It's not going to happen as easily. It also, because it's holding on to the pinch points on the shaft, it's less likely to snap if you Robin Hood it. It will sort of get stuck in there. But you're not also going to be picking up your flights off the floor every throw, because I've had that happen quite recently, which is why I switched over from the Dimplex to the L style. It's because it was hitting the dart and the flight was coming off. So yeah, it does affect it ever so slightly, but not enough, and it gives you a little bit more security. I quite like it. It's worth giving a go. I know that Kurt and I both were punching our flights last year when we played in the league. I've stopped doing it just out of laziness, really. No real reason other than that. But there you go. That's the slot rings, they're called, that go into. You've got the flight punch, and then you get slot rings, and you can put those on. The Cosmo setup is a little bit heavy still. It still brings my darts a little bit further down. If that suits your entry into the board, that's perfectly fine. I just find it's a little bit heavier. Oh, Darts Wolf was saying about the videos for slow-mo videos for the impact of the ball for darts. Yeah, I guess it's going to be the same thing as for flights. Yeah, Dart Wolf, if you can find that video again, if you can ping it to me, I'd like to watch that. That'll be interesting. I love the number 6 or the 75 micron. 75 micron didn't last long on my darts though. Yeah, I mean, I think I'm not sure. Kurt, do you know offhand what the micron is on the Dimplex? Maybe the Dimplex from Harrows, I guess, probably the more standard one to find. I think they might be 75. I did go with the 100, and then I think even more, like the 150 or 200 before, and I found that it started to bring my tail down too much, so I didn't like that. So, oh, nice. You won the signed shirt of Gerwin Price at Neil's Darts. Nice, yeah, I did enter that myself. So I'm very jealous. Although I'm not a huge Gerwin Price fan, so I'd rather it does go to someone who prefers Gerwin Price. So you started punching them in February. Oh, okay, maybe we were still playing then, because I remember we were talking about it. Too long for me, those MVGs. I really wanted to throw the adrenalines, but I think they're too long. They're about 54 mil. I think I mean I probably will still get them to test them because I think that they're, unless Win will bring out something more technologically high-end advanced, they're probably the top ones at the moment for me to compare. In regards to dart length with punch or just unspring below flight, sorry it's hard to word in through letter. Now obviously the longer the stem, your tail will come down. And with the punching it might bring it even further down. I mean if I put a medium stem on with punched flights, and especially if it's, I mean the worst setup I can think of would be something like the longer than medium, I don't know what they call them, the extra long or whatever it is. If I had extra long stems with slim flights punched, I think my dart would hit the board probably flat like that with the point up. Oh god. Loads of chat has just come flying in. I think I've got a slight lag on the chat, so I apologise. 75, excellent, thank you. Yeah, I think they are 75 generally. A data dart maybe make 100 micron dimplex, cool. Chuck the flights and just use a straw. Or pentathlon. There's a link there, 100 micron dimplex. Thank you for that. Hi Charlie, hope you're well. Have a quick throw, it's been a little while. And guys, if you haven't already, if you get over to my Twitter, Echoes and the Loxley Tucks, I'm doing them on bonus balls. And the money that obviously I get back from there, I just will be able to buy some new products to review. So they've been thrown for about 5 to 10 minutes. There's probably, I don't think there's even a scuff on either of them. Very, very cheap bonus balls. If you can help, have a bit of fun, have a go, see what you can get. Giving them away. Kind of. Obviously, as the channel grows, I'll hopefully be able to do more and more giveaways, but for now, because it's locked down and it's very, very hard financially, I have to sort of buy stuff, review it, sell it, and then review the next thing. Good to hear, Charlie boy. Flight doesn't go. Stems flight, they're not punched. Makes them longer. Yeah, that's a good point, Roman. Yeah, if it sort of pinches onto it and doesn't allow it to go as far and it makes it longer, then you're going to get that sort of tail coming down a little bit more. Thanks for your help, Kurt. I appreciate the help tonight, mate. And follow us on Twitter at LoveDarts. I think it's LoveDarts UK rather than LoveDart UK. You might get something different pop up then, and Matador Darts. Thanks. But yeah. Anything anyone wants me to throw? Well, I have a huge collection. Obviously, you can see from my top 20 videos some of the ones that I have. Shall I get the Edgars out? Let's get the Edgars out. As he's not here as well, he's not going to be shamefully selling them to you. He's good fun though. We all love a bit of Matt. Now excuse the flights that are on these. How many sets have I got? Ooh, I have probably 65 sets maybe? 170 finish, okay. Might need to not talk so much and try and actually concentrate, but let's give it a go. I managed to hit 2 with these bad boys, which I'd never done before, so let's get that. Always when you throw your first 3 darts, never judge it. So if you're trying a new set of darts as well, throw your first 3 just so that you know what you've got in your hands, because they'll have a different feel, different way. You're getting used to what you're doing. So. Okay. I think I had the large standard flights on them when I hit it, and then I did have mine on there actually, I think as well. So. That was terrible. Over 100 sets, Dave, eh? Hello from Kentucky! You'll be affected by the election, huh? I don't know how it's going. I haven't kept up to date with it since I finished work earlier. Oh, come on, into focus now. Not throwing properly at all. Oh, all over the place. The only slight annoying thing with the Edgars, and with, I find actually a lot of darts are doing this. This is my problem with the 975s, is that the middle, where the centre of gravity is, which is quite often where I like to throw it, is often smooth. Or with the 975s, it had ring grip, which I've got a million darts with a ring grip. Why would I want to be throwing under the ring grip? So I wanted the hex. You know, they did 4 variants, but none of them had the hex in the middle, the sort of honeycomb grip, as I called it in my review. But here we go. And the Edgars is smooth there, so I try to move it ever so slightly forwards onto the what I called the Tetris grip, which seems to be taking off, because Matador called it the same thing, and I saw another review channel mention the same. So, copyright Tetris grip, that was me. Raw for the 9 darter. Someone said that on Twitter today as well. After they threw their first dart, they said, "I'm on for the 9." Oh, that's terribly thrown. It's funny because I see all these names from Twitter and YouTube and stuff, but then sometimes I've got them as friends on Facebook and I don't even know who they are. So Tim the other day, it was me, Tim, and Thornton having a chat, and I said, "Oh, I haven't seen you on you're not on Twitter." He was like, "Yeah, here I am." So we were having the banter the other day, and he shared the GIF that he shared with me. I was like, "Oh my god, if that's you, that makes it even more funny." Oh, come on, let's focus. I've actually got something a bit special here, which, do I throw it? Oh, I don't know. Do I show you guys it? A little preview of what's to come. I did do a very, very sneaky preview of it just before the Target launch. Did anyone see that little teaser video that I did? If you did, a few people looked up to see exactly what it was. I did manage to find out what it was. It's another Japanese dart, another Japanese Target dart. Need a short stem. That's complete. If anyone can guess it, I'll throw it. If not, you're not seeing it until I've done the review on it. Down the selection on the YouTube, darts YouTubers. Hello from Fairbanks, Alaska. Minus 16 below zero. That's crazy. Jeez, I thought it was cold today in London. Elysian, Japan would be interesting. Last go. Oh, Robin Hood on the end. So kill the stem or the flight? Oh, it's the flight, that's okay. What else have we got here? Okay, let's go Red Dragon. Now, for those of you who like a cheap, good value dart, these are Red Dragon Phantoms. They come in a really, really nice black sort of matte effect. They're a lot like the Generation 1 Adrian Lewis. Maybe the Gen 2 actually. Gen 2. It doesn't have dual ring grip, it has a single ring grip and then a tighter ring grip at the top here. But it's a really, really nice dart. I've put in some fire edge points on it. Nitro ionic stems. And then we've got the large standard flights on them. Good darts though. Oh. Now this setup, it's a longer stem on it and the whole thing is a lot longer, so it will probably sit a little bit lower. I have put obviously the large flight on it to try and give it a little bit of kick, but I use this as like a demo set when I've had friends come over to sort of show them the differences of darts. So, high tail there. That's nice. And a cheeky little 36, which does nothing for confidence. Do I have some Peter Wrights or Red Dragon? Yes, I do. I have elements. Ooh, that sneak in? No. Just the top. Let's have a look. Let me show you. So earlier on, I think those are the elements. They're conversions because I wanted to use them for the Nexus board. But that's Red Dragon and a Peter Wright dart, so I'll give them a go. $100. The nice thing as well about the Peter Wrights, they're very, very slim, really, really slim, so there's plenty of space. Can make you feel, and if you have the wrong setup, it will move around the board a little bit more, being so slim, but also very effortless getting to the board. Let's see what else I can have a go with. Here we go, we were talking earlier on about buntings. So these are the bunting generation 2. They're really nice, unique grip on it. I can't remember what it's called offhand. I've got some gold target points in there. Got gold super grip stems and unicorn, golden unicorn flights. I've also got flight protectors on these, which I don't tend to do because they bring the weight down. But I think the whole setup looks quite cool, a bit different. A bit heavier than the last ones. So with these ones as well, I do find that it difficult to find a reference point as to where to throw from, because obviously it's consistent all the way through. So I hold it in different places, which is why I like to have different references. Scottish lad. If I could have one set of darts for the rest of your life, what would I have? I would have the Solo Generation 3 Swiss Point. Although I am having some designed and made for me, so maybe it'll be my own customs. On the top. Oh. I tend to throw these like I stack them, just partly because they sit a little bit further down. Kind of like the flight protectors. I don't know. I mean, originally I liked it. It kind of looked it looked a bit different and quite cool. When I saw them, I was like, "What are those?" And couldn't find out what they were called for a while. And then got every different colour in them. And I think I've probably still got the box that has every different colour in because it just didn't. Unos, dos, tres. What have I got that's a little bit fancy, a little bit different? So here's an interesting dart. So I think this is the Agora 3 possibly. So I call it my hybrid dart, and that's why I have this dart. If you look at the front here, you've got a typical kind of bomb style, and it slopes into a straight barrel on the back. Really interesting dart. I've got the gold diamond points on it. I've got some super grip, I think probably interstems, and then I think that's actually a Rob Cross flight on the back, but it's an interesting dart. If you ever have your darts, if you look at that dart now, you can see that the flight isn't actually, I haven't flexed it out so that it's got the cross shape on it. It's flat, it's like that. And that sometimes will be why your dart sits flat in the board. So if I throw this next one now that I've opened it up, it should have a little bit higher tail. I crashed into the other one. There you go, and the last one. Shanghai. Oh, way high. Ignore that. Here you go from when I was at the Worlds. A tip that would never come true. There we go. Oh, you can't see the full thing. I apologise. Let me show you here. I don't know if you can see that full yet. I've got a delay on there, so I have to wait. Just hold it here. There we go. Oh God, get over there. In the zero. That's not a reflection on these darts, that was just terrible throwing by me. Yeah, Mervyn King's new darts look interesting. Already an iconic dart, so I think they'll be quite funky. They look like his, but with a little bit more jazz and grip to it. Now, this was a setup that I used to throw match-wise. I actually put it on my Gen 4s. These are the Gen 5s. I didn't throw them quite as much. So this is the Gen 5 Taylor dart. Got these as well because I thought it was very much Elysian style grip on the front for the Generation 1 Elysian. I like the sandblasted back, which I'm glad has come into fashion now. And I've also got the Robson Kite Flights. Once again, an integrated system. Well, I say integrated, it's a flight that you can sit on your darts, it's not going to Robin Hood them. Have a little play with those. Oh, come on. First one had so much promise. I'm getting tired now. My concentration span between my first dart and the second dart, gone. And technique. Let's go back to the match darts. So I'll throw for another, I'll give it another 5 minutes. I should really stop by 11 because of the neighbours. But I just find that with this set of darts, them being quite a short barrel, the entry for their, it's so consistent. It doesn't matter whether I'm slightly forward, slightly behind, in the middle. It really has a lot more consistency to it. The grip is good. And these are the Solo Generation 3 darts. Yeah, I haven't tried the Sicarios. What are your thoughts, Roman? Yeah, I've tried the Merv Kings. They're quite interesting. They're a fun dart. I don't actually have them. I should really get a set at some point, but what other darts YouTube channels do I recommend? I mean, there's a crazy guy who likes to have darts put in his head, so I tend not to recommend him. Can't remember what his name is. Weird guy. Um, but yeah, I mean, to be honest, you know, my Love Darts brand is simply because I love darts. I watch all the channels. I try not to have any beef with anyone really because I try and be as positive as possible. So I'll promote everyone. You've got Neil's Darts, Matador Darts. Some weird Scottish lad does darts. Obviously we've got Darts Wolf. We've got Clash of Tungsten, Tungsten Tales, Darts Reviews channel. God, it becomes so hard. I try and tag obviously as many people as I can in things, and then I feel bad when someone goes, "Hey, you forgot to tag me." It's like, well, we've grown so much now, and it's a much bigger network, but it's fun. You know, we're all talking about darts. I mean, at the end of the day, I've thrown a few darts at a dartboard on the channel and talked and thrown a few different things that people have asked for, and we've talked about a few things. But we're also in the chat. We're all just talking and chatting. And that's fun. Obviously, I'll try and do a proper structure to a stream next time and maybe play some more games. I have set it up so that technically you can see a scoreboard at the bottom. It's taken a bit of time to work, but I'll try it next time and see. Maybe I can play some of you guys and we'll have a bit of fun. It's always hard when you don't have both cameras, but oh well. Well, I tend to use... Hey Jack, you alright? I've been on for about an hour and 40 minutes, so I'm about to go to bed, mate. I'm knackered. And get the darts ref squad are all going to come in now and just spam the hell out of it. Yeah, no, but I tend to retweet it with other people. Scottish lad, that helps. So I'll do usually like two or three retweets with all the different groups on there. Try and spread the love. Oh God, completely fall asleep on that second dart at the moment. What are you throwing at the moment, Jack? Go on! Well, that's a lie, because I've seen some magnetic darts doing some crazy things. How long did that take you to record all of those? It's funny as well, I don't know if you saw Own Darts out in December, nice. Yeah, of course it was edited. The funny thing is, though, you've got some people on there going, that's bollocks, mate, it's bollocks. That's all been edited. It's like, obviously, watch the whole video, wait for the end. It's called entertainment and being fun. Oh, God. So what did you, Hey, Bobby. Yeah, I'm actually next door. Just look round the corner. How's Luna doing? She's looking big now. You should have seen my my stream earlier on. I had Matador Darts and Thornton Darts both trying to help me out. Kurt had been trying to help for ages with lag, so I had about 10 seconds lag on the front facing camera and about 40 seconds on my board. The solo darts in soft, they typically, you've got soft tip and Swiss point. In soft tip they're 17.5 or 18 grams I think, and in Swiss point they are 20 grams. And I've soon found out, even when I do the recording for my videos, like the pressure to perform is crazy. So when you're doing streaming and you're talking to people, you're stopping, you're starting, and then to try and throw something good is an absolute nightmare. So kudos to you, Jack, for doing any good at all on the bloody stream. It's hard work. And I have banged in a few treble 20s here and there. Oh god. See if I can do a 7 maybe. What do you think? What's a standard 26? I'll give it 5 minutes. Yeah, where's Bob's been on the streaming? 26.7 with the shaft and flights on. That's heavy. Remind Jack that you're up 3-0 on 501. I think I'm beating Jack 2-0 or 3-0 from the stream, but obviously I'm able to focus and he's talking and entertaining, so. Oh god. Oh, I need to go to bed. Give it 5 minutes. Oh my god. I did throw the Elysians earlier on as well. Not all of them, of course. Just the Gen 2 that Jack threw as well. Ugh, I feel like a dick now. Bust up magnetics, you're all screwed. The weight on the set of tucks, there's only one weight on the tucks, they are 25 grams. As you can see here. I've also got them up on my bonus ball, so if you want a chance of winning them, I think it's something like, I don't know if it's £2 or £2.50 or something on the bonus ball, I can't check offhand, but have a look on my Twitter, via PayPal, give yourself a chance. They're nice darts. Really liked them. I didn't criticise them very much at all in terms of darts. I'd say that at the price range there are a lot of darts that are probably more milled. I like the silica look that gives this more value. And the Loxley brand, they do, they give you they give good value to their players as well. And they're a new starting brand, so really nice dart though. Just 25 grams, a little bit heavy for me. Give them a go. I've also got a set of orbs on the bonus ball. So just give me a message on Twitter if you want a ball. Right, let me focus. Oh, the Robbie Greens, yeah. He's doing a new version of his old version. And QSOL are making them for him. Yeah, if you want new sets of Robbie's darts, he is on Facebook all the time, so just send him a message and he can sort it out for you. Yeah, it is only with barrels, but everyone changes their setup anyway, so you can't find the right setup for everyone. It'd be nice if you could message the manufacturer saying, yeah, can you send it with, and then give your preference for flights and stems. That'd be nice. At least my neighbours haven't banged on the ceiling or floor or anything yet. Yeah, they were due to send me some robins, but obviously with Corona and stuff, I know that they had some issues with supply and things, and they sent them out to some of the other review channels and things as well. So they decided I was their fat for our tuck. Nice. Thanks, guys. One more throw. I'm going to call it a night, guys. Need to get some sleep. Thanks for watching. It wasn't supposed to be a proper live stream. We were just trying to sort it out today, just to see for things moving forwards. But yeah, thanks for signing in. Last three, and then I'll sign out. Oh, I've wanted 100. Thanks very much, guys. Appreciate it. And I'll try and get another couple of videos out for you guys this week. It's been I was ill last week, so I've recorded stuff but haven't had a chance to edit it all, so I'll do it soon. Thanks for watching, y'all. Do I get cheesy and do the sign off? Jack's got his bye, and mine is. And remember, love darts.